Shoving some venom toward the front office, letting them know they're still mad as hell.
Number 77,
So many emotions, and went out there and just play basketball.
Oh, Doncic locked in from the opening tip.
He's giving it to him from every spot on the floor.
He's just letting them know that daddy's home.
It's superhuman.
A night for Doncic that began in tears, and it ends in triumph.
The Lakers win in Luka's emotional, historic Dallas homecoming and help secure the 3 seed. And this is wild to me, UD. This marks the first time LeBron will have home court advantage since coming to Los Angeles. Isn't that crazy? Wow. There are 3 potential first-round opponents for the Lakers, right? The Timberwolves, the Nuggets, and the Warriors. Here's how each scenario is possible. Minnesota will be the 6th seed with a win and wins by the Clippers and the Nuggets. Remember, the Nuggets play Houston. Houston is playing their guys in this one. Denver would be the 6th seed with a loss and wins by the Clippers and Timberwolves. And for the Warriors, their easiest path to be the 6th seed is just win today against the Clippers. Now, the Lakers, they have the second best odds to win the Western Conference. But standings aside, do you think they're the second best team in the West, Stephen A?
I think at this particular moment in time, you can say that. I know that Houston is the number 2 seed. I believe in Ime Udoka. Them young thoroughbreds can ball. I still think they're a piece away, or I should say a year away as opposed to a piece. Because even though Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet are on that squad, I still think you need somebody else from a leadership veteran standpoint to help them. But I think they've got the pieces, and they certainly have the coach. It's just that with the Los Angeles Lakers, you see LeBron and Luka together. And the elevated play of Austin Reeves can no longer be ignored. And, oh, by the way, I want to say something that I don't consider it bold at all. J.J. Redick is going to win himself a championship one day as a coach in the near future. I think he's proven to be that exceptional and that locked in and that zeroed in. Might not be this year, but with Luka and LeBron, I can't summarily dismiss them against anybody outside of OKC. I think the way that they've looked right now with their experience, their playoff experience, you got to see one of these younger teams, like a Houston, I got to see them take them out to believe it.
I see these two have been looking at each other the entire time you've been talking. Why? What do you keep keying about over here?
JJ has done an amazing job, but we do not give Houston their flowers, and you slightly did. But yes, they might be young, but I'm looking at a team who has 5 guys starting in their starting lineup that average double figures. When we look at what Luka was able to go against last year against Boston, he wasn't able to hide. This is a team where if they played him in a 7-game series, he's not going to be able to hide. By the way, they're 14th in offense, but they're 2nd in defense, so they can guard. And on the other end, they're 1st in rebounding. The Lakers are 26th in rebounding. In a 7-game series, when you're in the mud, nobody's running any plays you haven't seen before. It comes down to physicality. It comes down to grit. It comes down to muscle. I'm looking at that team, and I'm saying, okay, yeah, everybody says the Lakers. I say Houston.
I disagree with you both. I get y'all points. Here's the reason with the Rockets. I feel like in a 7-game series with all the superstar power you have in the Western Conference, you need that closer, right? When the game gets tight in the fourth quarter, you need that guy that's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with a Jokic or Luka and LeBron or SGA. I just feel like they don't have that right now consistently. But I'm with you. I love what I'm seeing out of the Rockets. Here's the problem that I have with the Lakers, right? They don't match up well with Golden State at all, right? They don't match up well with the Clippers, in my opinion, at all. Any team that has the versatility to switch on the perimeter defensively causes problems for the Lakers. And that's what the Golden State exposed about a week ago when they played the Lakers, because Luka was trying to search people out. He trying to search, who you going to search out? I'm going to bring Draymond up? Nope, because Draymond can switch. He's a smart enough defender. Can I bring up Podziemski? Nope, Podziemski. Enough body, enough IQ to defend. So again, when I look at the perimeter defense that the Clippers have, Kawhi, Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn, who we don't talk about enough, who's one of Tyloo's favorite players, I'm just looking at it, it's OKC and everybody else.
So who shouldn't the Lakers want to see in the first round? Let's assume today that Minnesota gets the win over Utah, and I think the Nuggets are going to be better,
I would say the team they shouldn't want to see is the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of Steph Curry, because of the experience that Steph Curry, Jimmy Buckets, along with Draymond Green bring to the table, the exceptional coaching of Steve Kerr, one of the top six coaches of all time. There is no debating that. When you look at everything that they have in play, their perimeter shooting, their ability to hit free throws, etc. I think all of these things, and their defensive prowess, because they can, even though they're undersized, they can get at you like a bunch of piranhas. When you look at Golden State in that regard, that could be a bigger problem in my mind, more so than Houston. To answer the question about the Lakers.
Nah, I'm still going with Houston. Once again, I'm going.
But they wouldn't match up with Houston until the second round, so the first round.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at the most likely
their
most likely first round opponent, who don't they want to see?
They don't want to see Golden State.
Okay.
I agree with that. I agree. Nobody wants to see Steph in the first round in a 7-game series. And you made the trade for Jimmy Butler at the halfway mark. You got rid of a guy like Andrew Wiggins, who we can say in 2022 was probably your best player in that finals. So you make that move to get to the finals. You don't make that move to lose in the first round or to get in the play-in. So yes, the pressure's on. I say they don't want to see Golden State with Golden State's back against the wall.
And then we got to point out, what are the Lakers great at, right, defensively? They're great at boxes and elbows, taking away the paint, taking away drives, and giving up wide-open threes. And we were on here with Bob Myers, and Bob Myers was like, that can't work throughout the course of the postseason. And it definitely can't work against Golden State, because Golden State is going to make you pay if you leave them open. So it's no taking away, sagging, and giving up wide open threes and saying, oh, we don't believe you can shoot, because they can shoot. Here's the thing about the Rockets, too, again. The Rockets are 25th in the league for us made threes. Yeah. You got to be able to make shots, UD. You got to be.
Houston and Memphis, that's their Achilles.
Houston and Memphis. All right. Well, one thing we do on the Bad Boys 2.0, the Pistons, they're the first team in NBA history to triple their win total from the season prior. And leading the Motown motorcade is Cade Cunningham. He's the first Pistons player to average 25 points, 9 assists in a season. But their task is also Herculean. Can a young, up-and-coming team snap a 14-game losing streak in the playoffs? It's the longest in NBA postseason history. Well, our Shams Charania caught up with Cunningham yesterday to find out just how this team is firing on all pistons.
I'm not saying you guys are reincarnation, but you guys have some very tough players on this team, and you guys don't back down. Do you guys ever think about the legacy of what it means to be a Piston, that Bad Boys era? Are you guys trying to be a reincarnation of that era?
Yeah, I mean, when you're in Detroit for long enough, I think it just naturally, like, infectious, like it's contagious, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's walking around with it, everybody kind of carries it with them. So I think that's, the first step of being an athlete in Detroit is you got to play hard, you got to have some type of grit. Grit is the word that everybody always uses.
Cade playing like a superstar tonight.
Hey, you're that guy. You're that guy, man.
This year, you're named an all-star, your first all-star. You're going to be competing for all-NBA team, competing for most improved player. Where do you feel like you stand with what you want to accomplish in this league?
I want to be the best player in the world. That's every day, you know what I'm saying? That's what my phone tells me every day is best player in the world, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I'm striving for, and having the best team.